At this time, I will call for the VP of Campus Activities, Marcos Gomez, that will read us the land acknowledgement.
Thank you, trustee members. Pasadena City College is a learning community within the indigenous homelands of the people who have been known as the Gambarino Band of Mission Indians of the Shishakwanga Village and the Quiche Nation. Tonight, we acknowledge the painful history of genocide and forced removal from this land on which we gather. Let us take a moment of silence in honor of the important contributions of the stewards of this land who came before us. PCC and its faculty, staff, and students recognize that we are all simultaneously teachers, learners, and guests on these lands. This land acknowledgement is a small part of an ongoing process of working to be in good relationship with the people of the land and embodying equity in our practices and policies. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Now at this time, Trustee Silver will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Okay, please stand. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Trustee Silver. Okay, next on the agenda we have Resolution 703, authorizing remote teleconference meetings of the Board of Trustees, ITs, regular committees, and other college bodies as required by the Ralph Act. Do we have a motion?
Move to approve.
Second.
Okay, roll call.
Roll call.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Okay. Okay, now we'll go to approval of reordering of agenda items. Is there a motion?
Move to approve.
Second.
Thank you. In favor or discussions? All in favor? Okay, great. Okay, our next item is introductions and recognitions.
Okay, I would like to introduce Assemblyman Chris Holden and invite him to come to the podium.
Thank you, and good evening, and good afternoon, I should say, President Berlinda Brown, the Board of Trustees. Thank you all for your leadership, President Andrew Jonas, students, faculty, and staff. It's a pleasure to be here with you to acknowledge the great work of Pasadena City College. As your representative in Sacramento, it is a particular pride that PCC is a recipient of a statewide award from the Board of Governors of the California Community Colleges. Dr. John Rice Student Success Award was granted to the college in September of 2020, but as we all know, we could not meet in public at that time. This time last year, we feared the pandemic would destroy our economy and leave the state in a deep hole. Thankfully, we are in much better position today, much better than we ever thought, given the circumstances. And with adherence to health protocols, we are able to gather it in public. I thank and congratulate the Board of Trustees, Superintendent, for keeping a steady pace towards excellence while managing through unprecedented challenges that you all faced. As a champion of the community college system, it has been my pleasure to witness the growth and success of this college. It's also been my pleasure to author the legislation that established the College and Career Access Pathway Program, or CCAP. I believe dual enrollment programs opens up college opportunities for more students. Dual enrollment increases the number of college graduates, reduces time, money that's spent on college, and helps close the achievement gap.
Yes.
Making dual enrollment permanent means more school districts will be able to invest in creating these partnership agreements that benefit their students, prepare them for college and beyond. This year, I'm authoring Assembly Bill 102 to eliminate the 2027 sunset date for the College Career Access Pathways Partnership, making the program a permanent commitment of the state. The legislation also increases access to dual enrollment opportunities for students in the juvenile court system. The Dr. John Rice Student Success Award was presented to PCC in recognition of its strong retention and degree completion rates and overall high-quality learning environment. I'd like to thank all of you for your deep commitment to the well-being of our young people, and certainly the executive team, the faculty and staff for your dedication and hard work and commitment to Pasadena City College. So on behalf of the California State Assembly, I'd like to present to President Berlinda Brown and Superintendent or President of the board and of the college of the resolution.
Okay.
We are just so proud of receiving this certificate and will definitely continue to do the good work so we can continue to get more certificates.
That's right. We need some trophies here. But speaking of that, I have the next introduction, and it's just so you know, students, when a board of trustees walks into a room and sees a whole bunch of students standing there, it's a little frightening. And they were like, "Is everything okay?" Because usually it's like, "Uh-oh." And I said, "No, this is awesome. This is actually awesome." And the reason that you're here is our football coach, Robert Tucker, and the PCC football team are here. And it's my opportunity to present both the Coach Tucker, and the football team to you as a Board of Trustees. They completed a 9-2 season. They won the Southern California Football Association SoCal Bowl. And that victory marks the first time in 20 years that the Lancers have won a conference and a bowl championship in the same season.
Wow.
And I also want to note that Coach Tucker is 4-0 in bowl championships and 3 conference championships. And I'm very proud. I am very proud because 3 out of 4 of those bowl championships were, 2 were at Valley College and 1 was here at PCC. So congratulations to the football team. Coach Tucker, would you like to come up and say a few words?
Well, I'd just like to thank Dr. Andrew Jonas and the board for having us tonight. It's such a great honor to be here, and these guys have just worked so hard. They really have since, I think, 4 days after I was hired, we were down here practicing and getting to know these guys and just their commitment. I always define commitment as your willingness and your ability to give up something, and all of these guys have given up something for each other, for themselves, for the school, and a lot of that's their time and just the effort that they put in. And I just want to thank you for I truly believe that these guys and all of our student athletes can really reach their peak performance when all their needs are met. And what we're doing here on this campus from a nutrition standpoint, from staffing to just the student services that we provide, the study hall, at the academic zone, just everything that we're doing, I just want to thank you for meeting their basic needs so they can become their best selves. And that's something I'm really proud of these guys. They just have that growth mindset. They just want to get better and better and better. And I know they will continue to get better here, but in everything that they do in life. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Coach Tucker. Okay, but wait, there's more. There's more. We have volleyball coach, women's volleyball coach Mike Terrell, and the PCC women's volleyball team, who finished their regular season 23-2, 18-0 in the conference. This was an outstanding performance by an outstanding group of women. And Coach Terrell, would you like to come up and say a few words?
Trustees, thanks for inviting us here. It means a lot to be recognized. But I'm probably not the one that should be speaking because this is an incredible group of young women and kind of surviving through the COVID pandemic and still living it every day, getting tested, getting vaccinated, all the sacrifices Coach Tucker mentioned. They've done it all, and many of them stayed with the program from before the pandemic and throughout. And so we could tell on June 21st, our first day of summer school, that this was a very unique and special group. I've coached women's volleyball for 15 years at the college level, and it's my favorite team I've ever coached. This group of young women went on a 20-match win streak. No team has ever won 18 matches in a conference schedule in the history of California Community College volleyball. Until then. And they're just high-character young women that really know how to work really hard. So we appreciate all of your support in collegiate athletics, and especially on the women's side. It means a lot to us. So, and also, we just have a small gift for you. We've got these really cool championship hats, so we just want to pass them out to you.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right.
Awesome.
Oh, that's really cool.
And last but not least, I think I would be remiss if I did not also acknowledge our fabulous Dean of Kinesiology and Athletics, Dr. Dion Miller, and our fabulous Director of Athletics, Bones. All right. Well, thank you very much for coming. And does anybody want to say anything before they get going? Oh,
Yes, I would.
Go ahead, Sandra.
Congratulations, football and volleyball. I follow the teams on social media, but I wanted to just let you know how proud I am of you, and certainly I'm not speaking on behalf of the board, but as a parent with 2 children in sports, I know that your parents and your families also sacrifice a lot to drive you to practice, to feed you nutritious meals, to help you with muscle recovery, and I want to just take this opportunity to thank your parents and your families for their support, and again, thank you for your efforts, and to continue to keep going in 2022. Thank you.
awesome.
Okay, any more?
No, the fun part of the meeting is over. Sorry. No, now we need to go on.
Thank you guys for coming.
Thank you very much for coming. Thank you. Congratulations. Thank you, you too.
Yes.
Awesome. Absolutely. Thank you.
Very good. We'll continue our meeting.
This is like a holiday meeting.
It is.
It is.
Okay, do we have any public comments and non-agenda items?
We
Okay, give them a minute to settle down. Hold on. Okay, call it out.
yes, we have one comment, and that will be from Alex Shaganaka. Is he here?
He's here.
Hi, Alex. If you remember, you have 3 minutes to speak. I'll start with the green light, and you'll have the yellow and then the red.
All right. Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving. The fun part is over. Let's talk about the not so fun part. First of all, thank you everyone for inviting me here, even though I never received your invitation. Last night, several Board of Trustees members reached out to me in my dream that they cannot wait for the Shaganaga Public Safety Series season finale. So here you go. So we already talked about national crime, national looting, and rioting culture. Right now, all of the crime in all categories are going up since the pandemic. So let's talk about specifically about the city of Pasadena, because I want to make you to feel it is so close to home. So I believe that even though nobody followed the news, but we already know last year there's a 9-year-old boy in Pasadena play in their front yard, got shot. We all know that. Last month, 13-year-old boy, Pasadena, 2.5 miles away from PCC, playing a video game, doing the 13-year-old thing, got shot, got killed inside of their home. So for any Board of Trustee member who believe our officer should never carry a firearm in the campus, this is your reality check example. I probably can go on and on and on since, but unfortunately, I only have 3 minutes. The most significant case I want to share with you, we are here to discuss with you, is that the officer-involved shooting last month occurred in the city of Pasadena. So the criminal suspect, the killed one, injured one, and then was eventually taken down by the Pasadena police officer. From the politically correct point of view, you may call it a police brutality. But from a law-abiding point of view, from a public safety point of view, from a law-abiding citizen point of view, we call it a job well done. Thank you for your protection. Thank you for your service, officer. That is really bring a lot of my concern, because what will happen that if that gunman appears in campus? We don't know how, we don't know when, we don't know where. But what we know for sure is our PCC officer, without a firearm, they can never take down any active shooter in our campus. That's what we know for sure. So that's the difference. That's the difference between a fully armed officer and non-armed officer. So with a fully armed officer, we only have one death. But without any arm on the officer, we can have 10, 100 of death, because they are unstoppable. Whenever an active shooter appears in campus, our officers do not have firearm, they are unstoppable. So that's the difference that the firearm can make. We just know that we have probably the best football coach right here in our campus, but he can never coach without
10
football.
more seconds.
Okay, all right. So then we will just return for the next semester, our season 2 premiere. So it only gets better. Thank you very much. I dare you care. Thank you.
Is that the only one you have?
That's the only one.
Thank you. Okay, so now we'll turn to approval of minutes for meeting number 11, November 17. Is there a motion?
Move to approve.
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion? Yes.
I just have a comment on item for the approval of I-5. I'm not listed for the vote.
Okay. So,
Oh, okay.
okay,
So that's just a correction that needs to be made. Okay. Thank you.
okay, thank you.
So I'll amend the motion to approve the minutes as corrected by the student trustee.
Okay, do we have a second?
Second.
Thank you. All in favor of the minutes as approved and as amended? Okay, thank you. Okay, now, item number 9, board committees reporting out. Do we have any committees reporting out? None?
So,
Okay. Okay, thank you. Okay, update on DEI initiative? Trustee Wall?
Yeah, I'd just like to remind everyone that tomorrow is the DEI Town Hall on Data 101, so we will be looking at the expanded data. Our own Crystal Colross will be one of the presenters on that, on expanded data. And then we'll have a number of CEOs and trustees who will be going into the breakout room, and we'll also be spotlighting San Bernardino and Marin College for their work on DEI. So I hope you will all attend. At this time, I think we have almost 300 people who have registered, so
that's great.
everyone is welcome.
Great, any other reports? No? Okay. All right, so now we will turn to our consent items, combined consent calendar, okay? We will approve D1 to F19. Is there a motion?
So
Motion.
moved.
Second?
Any discussion? Okay, approve. All in favor? Okay. So that pass. So now we will go to, where are we going to?
Human resources, G. Personnel,
Personnel.
Personnel, I see it.
approved
Okay.
G2 through 4.
So we will do personnel, and we know that the trustee student does not vote on this one. Do we have a motion?
Motion to approve?
Okay, any discussion? Okay, all in favor, please? Okay. Okay, our action items recommended for approval. 1, approve the memorandum of understanding between Pasadena Area Community College District and Pasadena College Faculty Association regarding the English as Second Language, ESL faculty. Any discussion here? Okay, do we have a motion to approve this memorandum?
Move to approve.
Second?
Okay, we have a second. In favor? Oh my, we've gone through this real quick. I want discussion. Okay, the next is the modification and additions and deletion to the credit and non-credit curriculum. Do we have a motion?
Motion to approve?
Second.
Thank you. In favor? Okay. Okay, this is unreal.
I know. Well, all the excitement's already happened.
Yes, I think we
Right.
go back downstairs.
I have no idea.
Berlinda, you could set a record except for all those pesky recognitions that we had to go through.
Exactly.
Okay, go ahead, just,
All right. Well, as we know, the holidays are here, so happy holidays and early Happy New Year to everyone. We had the President's Holiday Party yesterday in front of the mirror pools, and it was a really fun event. It was, and I have to give massive kudos to my executive assistant, Armina Galukian, whose vision it was, and she and her best friend did all of the centerpieces over a weekend, and lots of folks contributed to getting everything in place. Linda Valencia, Darlene, Inda, Alex, Lizette, Barnhart. It really takes a village to get it done, but it was really fun. It was so great to see people, and thank you to the trustees who came. A lot of you came, and that was awesome. I think everybody enjoyed seeing you too, so thank you. So the scholarship celebration was last Friday night. I think we awarded over $200,000 in scholarships.
300,000, right?
Oh, 300,000. Thank you. It was an Oscar theme, and it was really fun. And then there was a party outside afterwards around the mirror pool in the evening, which was really great. And it was wonderful to see all the students there come up and get their awards, and it was awesome. That's one of those nights where it feels like, okay, that's what we're here for, which is exciting. Looking forward to spring. We're in finals right now. Our spring semester starts January 10th. Like other colleges, we are challenged with enrollment in terms of both face-to-face and online and hybrid. We are inching our way up and reaching out to students who haven't registered, who were registered in the fall, really trying to slice and dice those numbers to see who we need to get to make sure they know that spring actually starts January 10th. This is the first year that we do not have a winter intersession, so there might be some students who are thinking, oh, I don't need to register for spring for a while, but actually they do, because it starts January 10th. And we'll have between 60 and 70% of our classes face-to-face at 50% capacity, which means that we are trying to be as safe as we can in terms of not overfilling classrooms. We, of course, have all the mitigation measures in place, vaccine requirement, we have the HEPA filters, we have all kinds of things. So I think we're in good shape, and we'll just continue to do everything we can to get our students here. And last but not least, I want to wish everybody here on the board and in the room a very happy holiday season. Merry Christmas, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Hanukkah, even though it's over. And, you know, Happy New Year. And some of us will be here for New Year's, right? That Rose Parade. All right.
Yeah, great. Thank you. So we'll have announcements by shared governance at this time. Let's see. Do we have, what's her name? The Academic Senate. Is
Oh,
she here?
that's Sheila Rose is here for the
Okay.
Academic Senate.
Okay.
Sorry. I should have read your mind on that one.
Go ahead, Sheila.
Hello, thank you, Berlinda. It's nice to see everyone. So just thanking everyone for a wonderful fall semester and return to campus on behalf of the Academic Senate. And Dr. Gina Lopez asked me to share that the Academic Senate has formed a social justice committee and is working on creating regulatory outcomes and looks forward to collaborating with the administration and all other constituent groups on creating this. So take care and have a wonderful holiday.
Thank you, Sheila. Okay, so the next is, I think management is not here, but I think there is a report, right?
Yes,
Oh.
Alex Buckelheid is going to read. Or I'm sorry,
Oh.
Tito.
Tito is going to be filling in. Thank you, Tito.
As the president emeritus, I was already here, so get to support my colleagues. I'm just going to read Rebecca's message to the board. On behalf of the Management Association, we would like to publicly recognize a few of our colleagues for going above and beyond their prescribed roles and stepping up to serve the college. This fulfilling not only additional responsibilities, but entire additional positions to their current duties. Some of these folks are Olivia Liu, Dr. Raquel Torres-Retana, Lisa Reinhardt, Dr. Julie Quiotes, Dr. Kamani Conchao, Lenora Rogax, Stephanie Fleming, and Carrie Starbird. We would also like to congratulate our former fearless leader, MA leader Carlos Tito Altamirano, this guy, for his new role as the interim director for EOPNS Care Next Up and Foster Youth Programs. And a happy holidays to all. May they bring peace and joy to you and yours. Sincerely, PCC Management Association. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, about the associated students, where are they? Oh, you got a report.
I'll
to
give
them.
my report during my student trustee report.
Okay, so why don't you go ahead and do both
Okay,
now?
cool. Well, good evening, everyone. I just wanted to say it was an honor to vote in favor of renaming the C building after Dr. Jack Scott. Pasadena City College wouldn't be the institution it is without his contributions, and I know I wouldn't have the same opportunities that I have now without his dedication to educating our communities in our state. So I just wanted to say that. I'll also be giving the AS report, of course. So Emmanuel regrets that he couldn't make it to today's meeting. Our transfer panel we held in November 19th was very successful. It featured many of our past AS board members, including Dion Shelton, Sana Padaval, Nune Garupian. Jessica Wu, Ryan Tan, Michael Garcia, and many others have contributed so much to the success of students and continue to offer support in every way that they know how. So a big thank you to those alumni. Additionally, we just finished our finals relaxation week. So thank you to Jay Huang, who took so much time out of his own week and his own finals to organize this for all. And thank you to all the student volunteers who came out to help. We had canvas, tote bag painting, yoga by the mirror pools, holiday cookie decorating, and a giant game day that included giant Jenga, Uno, and so much more activities for students to take a mental break during one of their busiest weeks. So that was really great to see many students come out for that. And lastly, from AS, we'd like to thank you all for such a supportive semester back on campus. Happy holidays, and we look forward to building on this really great start and working closely with each and every one of you as we go into the spring. Thank you.
Great, thank you. Okay, trustee report. Sandra Chen Lau?
Sure. I want to wish
What am I missing?
classified.
Oh, well, excuse me. Sorry about that.
I even dressed up for the occasion.
Sorry about that.
Good evening, Board of Trustees. Just two quick items for the Classified Senate. The Professional Development Classified Subcommittee last month began leading efforts to foster the talent that our diverse classified professionals possess. They led a workshop called Unleash Your Inner Workshop Facilitator, which really focused to help attendees learn more about the different ways that they can facilitate their own workshops and really showcase what they do at the college. Hopefully we can roll more of these workshops led by classified professionals during Classified Professional Development Day in May. We also want to recognize Francis Godinez and Miranda Ture, who are coming to the college in their admin assistant roles in the CTE and business division, respectively. And I hope all of you spend the holidays well, and I look forward to seeing all of you in the spring. Good night.
Thank you. Sorry about that. Okay, let me go back to Sandra.
Thank you. I'd like to take this opportunity to wish everyone a happy holidays. I was just talking to one of the PCC Foundation members that we haven't seen each other in 2 years, but all of a sudden we're seeing each other 3 times this week. So I'd like to just say thank you to the PCC staff and faculty for putting on such wonderful events and being here for our students. Thank you.
Okay, well, Trustee Fellow,
Yes.
it is so nice to see you.
It's so great to be back in the United States. I just want to say, I think the event we had with Jack Scott was just wonderful, and I thank all of you who have participated in that. Jack Scott's one of the finest men I've ever met, and the more I look at him, he must have been a wonderful classroom teacher.
I would imagine
professor.
so.
It just, and I always like to say that I voted for him more than anybody else in the state because I used to write in his name for governor. Because I think that's the kind of man we want. He's just intelligent. His cup does runneth over, and I'm jealous sometimes with the talents he has. And so I continue to wish him. I hope he has a long, long life because he's just a wonderful man. And so thank you and happy holidays to everyone.
Thank you. Trustee Silver.
Well, if I can do this. I just want everybody to know how DEI really infuses our board. Today, our fellow trustee Jim Osterling had a celebration breaking ground on housing development that has 180 low-income, tiny units that will serve so many people in Pasadena, and that's what DEI is about, making home ownership and living in a safe place something that people can do. So, thank you.
Thank you for mentioning that, and I sure hope that some of our PCC students will be able to take advantage of that when it opens in about 18 months. Thank you, Tammy.
That's awesome.
So go ahead and give your report, sir.
I'll be happy to give my report. It's already been commented on, but I will comment again. Prior to this session, we had a meeting where the Jack Scott Building was named, and I listened very closely to his speech, and the one thing that really struck me was how he said he didn't do this by himself. He did it with a wonderful faculty and staff. And I really think that that's what has continued to make PCC successful. We have an awesome superintendent, but she couldn't do what she does, and PCC couldn't do what they do without all of the folks here and many, many more.
That's right.
So
Yep,
I'd
exactly.
like to pass along those thanks. And then my personal favorite event is the scholarship awards by the PCC Foundation, and it's great to be able to go back and be able to do those live again and see the foundation hand out much needed funds to well-deserving students. So that was always rewarding, and it was great to be back live for that once again. Nothing further to add other than to wish everybody a happy holiday.
Thank you, Jim. Trustee Martin?
Well, it's hard not to comment on Jack Scott tonight. And before I was a board member, I was a student here. And the biggest issue at Pasadena City College was parking. And basically, most people, especially where I lived in the Temple City area, you either went to PCC and fought for parking but got a really good education, or you would go to Citrus, where at the time parking was free and plentiful, or Rio Hondo. And I can remember when I was elected that parking was always this big issue, but it was like the elephant in the room that nobody talked about, because everybody knew there was no answer for the parking problem. That's just the way it was. And I can remember saying as a trustee, well, we need to solve this parking problem, and everybody would say, everybody's been saying that for 20 or 30 years, and it's just never going to happen. It's just all talk. Mm-hmm. When Jack Scott arrived, he brought hope. And for the first time, you could say, I think we can solve the parking problem. I think there's hope for the parking problem. And I happened to be the board chair at the moment that we dedicated the Shatford Library and had to make a few brief remarks. And remember saying, to almost quote the Prime Minister, there will be parking in our time. And Jack made that happen, but he brought the hope that made it happen. And so, and by the way, I know now we're working on a new master plan, and again, we're thinking about doing some parking improvements, and I heard that some of the neighbors are worried about maybe too much of those parking improvements. Let me tell you what the neighbors worried about when there wasn't any parking structures here at PCC. Talk about a problem. There wasn't any parking structures. So I guess it's better to have this parking problem than that parking problem. But that's what Jack brought here. He brought, the day he arrived, tremendous hope, and then he delivered on that hope. So that'd be my one Jack Scott story for the night. Thank you.
Trustee Wall?
Yeah, I think the dedication of the building was really insightful, and something I want to thank Dr. Androgenis for having that insight and understanding how much that really meant to the community and to our PCC college. The two superintendents that we've had here, where you always hear their name, are Jack Scott and Armin Sarafian. So certainly, you know, I told Jack, you know, his legacy would have lived on without the building, but certainly this is a great tribute and making sure that we have something tangible that we can really always refer to. So thank you for all of that.
My pleasure.
Just quick shout outs to the International Student Club and the Global Students Club who did their holiday event, and it was just really fantastic. And talk about very creative young people coming up with some great entertainment, and just had a lot of fun. Also had a chance to attend the Tournament of Roses breakfast, in which our own Dr. Robert, oh my gosh, Miller. Boy, I'll tell you, old age is no fun. But yeah, he waited a long time to be there, so it was really a great opportunity for us to be able to honor him at this breakfast, and we're all looking forward to seeing the parade. And then, let's see, well, all right, I'm going to quit there.
Linda, can you or Erica talk about the parade, what Bob Miller is going to be in the parade and the band and so on?
Yes, it's PCC Honor Band is the official Tournament of Roses band. And so it goes down the parade route. This year I'll be going with it. Very excited. Followed by the...
You too.
No, I'm thinking about the Lancer, the long...
Yeah.
What is that, the trumpets? Herald trumpets, thank you. The Herald trumpets, and then after that will be Bob Miller and his family, and they have chosen to ride on a fire truck.
Oh.
Anybody gonna be marching with the band?
I will be. Bucket list. No, it's very exciting. Bob Miller and I worked together in the LACCD when he was vice chancellor and I was president of LA Valley College, and when I came here, he said, you, as the president of PCC, you could march in the parade at some point. I said, well, the only parade I would want to march in is when it's your grand poobah year. So this is the 1 year. It's really an honor, actually, to be in his parade.
That's great.
That's great.
I'm very proud of him. It took him
many years.
13 years.
But
in
the
the
good,
lineup.
no, it was more than 13, I think. But anyhow, doesn't matter. He was very persistent, and now he received what he wanted. So he should be very happy. I enjoyed the breakfast. I enjoyed the Christmas party. The food was awesome, the fellowship was outstanding, and the weather was nice. So it's been quite busy week, but we'll be fine after this week, right? After today. So that's my report. Everything is going well, and I'm not going to repeat what has been said about Dr. Scott, but he's really, really awesome. Okay, what is next on our agenda?
The proposed future board business meeting dates, I just want to comment that we do have a board meeting scheduled, a Zoom meeting scheduled for Monday, December 13th at 4 o'clock, and the primary topic will be redistricting. And so be there or
Tune in.
Be there. Just be there. It's really important that you're there.
Okay, and the proposed future agenda items, nothing else?
Madam
Yes.
Chair, I'd just like to mention something under, is that a dog?
No.
I'd like to mention something, I don't know, and Mr. President, you tell me if it's a future agenda item. For many years, I think the president knows this and the trustees, I haven't been a fan of a four-year college degree at PCC. But I'm willing to change.
Oh.
And I have to tell you, the past few months, as I go to my doctors for the physical, as we get ready for the new year, one doctor after another, dentists, doctors, internists, have asked me, they said, can you get me more nurses from PCC? There is such a shortage. And some of them said that some of their nurses didn't come back to work after the government funding. They decided to stay home. But I really would like us to pursue this, at least a four-year degree in nursing. I think it's just critical.
So to respond to that, when former Chancellor Constance Carroll started to beat the drum for four-year degrees, the primary reason was for the baccalaureate in nursing. However, the Cal State system completely shut that down. And so when the 15 baccalaureate degree option was out there, the pilot projects, it was specifically designed so that it could not be a degree in nursing. So right now the language is very clear that any baccalaureate degrees that are offered by a community college cannot be baccalaureate degrees that would be offered by a local CSU or UC.
I remember that.
And so what that does is, there are degrees that we can offer, but nursing is not one of them. But I can tell you two things. Number one, last night we had the nurses pinning, which is the graduation ceremony for our nurses. And among the 28 nurses who were pinned last night were 9 nurses who are also graduating with their BSN from Azusa Pacific University. They did our ADN program and their BSN program at exactly the same time. And our goal is to increase that number of students who do that. The last thing I'll say is that we do have some donors who are very generous to our college who have asked, what would it cost to expand the number of nurses we can bring into the program? So we are in the process of having that conversation with the nursing program, because there are places like clinical placements and a few other things that limit how large the nursing program can be, but we are actively pursuing how to address that. And because we have such a strong donor base who has an interest, I think we will ultimately be able to increase that number.
I hope so. And I think you and I talked 2 months ago, because I had this vision with Kaiser Permanente now having a school of medicine here, of us teaming up some way and having them help pay for a nursing program, some type of program. So, would be good.
Not a bachelor's degree, maybe a bachelor's degree, but definitely not a bachelor's degree at a community college, because it's just not allowed in nursing.
Because it's very obvious
Right.
in the conversations I've had. They're just, the universities aren't, they're not graduating enough nurses.
Well, I think the other issue that contributes to it is that hospitals are increasingly wanting to only hire BSNs because they want to achieve magnet status, and that magnet status depends upon the percentage of registered nurses to BSNs. And so most hospitals have to have a minimum of 60% of their nurses that hold BSNs in order to have magnet status. So that is one of the challenges we have.
Does that also apply like to dentistry? Because I know
No, that's different. No.
we have an outstanding restorative dental program.
And dental hygiene and dental assisting. So
we can do 4 years in that sort of thing?
we could. There are dental hygiene baccalaureate programs out there. And because of a recent bill that passed, thanks to advocacy from Constance Carroll and others, the number of degrees that can be bachelor's degrees that can be offered is about to expand. So that is something that Pasadena City College could investigate. Is there a baccalaureate degree possibly in dental hygiene? The question is whether or not there's a local need. West LA College does have a dental hygiene baccalaureate degree, so we would want to take a look at where the local options are, because the Chancellor's Office doesn't want us to have too many colleges too close together that offer exactly the same thing. And so that is something we can definitely look at.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, great. Okay, so we are going to, do we have any public comments on closed session? 'Cause that's
We
where
do
are
not.
Okay, great. So we are getting ready to recess to closed session, and the agenda is as follows. First is Government Code 54957, Public Employee Appointment, Dean of Social Sciences, Psychologists, Instructors, Licensed Vocational Nursing, Nutrition/Public Health, Speech, Communication, Chemistry, Photography, Teacher, Specialist, Disabilities, Coordinator, TLC Acting, Director of Admissions and Records and Enrollment, acting. Item number 2, Government Code 54957.6, Conference with Labor Negotiator, Agency Designated Representative Robert S. Belinsky, Assistant Superintendent, President of Human Resources. Item number 3, Government Code 54958.6, Conference with Real Property Negotiator, address 4105 Rosemead Boulevard, Rosemead, California, and satellite size. District Negotiator Candace Jones, negotiating parties El Monte Union High School. Item number 4, Government Code 54957, Evaluation of Employee superintendent president. So at this time, we are going to adjourn to closed session. Yes.
Yes.
Where are we going?
We're going down to G101, downstairs, instead of there. Right? Yeah.
And,
Thank you.
and then will we come back here, or we just adjourn from there?
We have to come back and report out anything that happened in closed session.
Taking it to the next level. I was saying there was a way where Temple City, El Monte, and our city together.
The Board of Trustees is back from closed session, and we have nothing to report. So at this time, I will adjourn our meeting, and happy holidays.
Yay!
Let's go home.
Thanks, folks.
Adios.